Chapter 6. Birth. Monica has never been burdened with such pain. It felt as though she was being crushed by the weight of the world and to do nothing but grasp for breath between her tears. The caravan remained still as the rain continued. Monica, breathe. We will handle this.
It's unbearable.
She screams. Men, come now. We have to get the egg out now. The Greens all gather around the cart and begin removing Monica's clothes, using the wadded garments to prop up her head.
Zazor, I can't take this anymore. I feel like I'm being cut open from the inside. You have to give me something.
Sure. Hang tight. I will now. Zazor begins to disperse fluid, but suddenly Monica starts to cough violently. Monica, what's wrong? Suddenly Monica vomits up the fluid and the egg vibrates again, shaking the earth beneath them. It's not letting me use any fluid. What is this thing? Monica, I am going to go inside the chasm and see what I can do. Something is wrong. The men need to start the extraction or we will die. I will do what I can from the inside to make it painless for you. I am sorry this is happening like this.
Just hurry,
she screams. Zizor appears in the chasm. Monica lays on the hard, dampened floor, writhing around in pain. The large Zizor picks her up and cradles her. She looks to him in pure agony, when suddenly Zizor feels a presence behind him. He quickly turns to see the egg is in the chasm. A faintly ominous hum emits off the entity. What are you? No response. We are trying to protect you. We will not harm you. Suddenly, a gargle-like speech in an unknown language emits from the egg. Zizor tries to peer closer to hear it, but it vibrates intensely, sending Zizor into the cave wall, dropping Monica. This is bad. We need this out right now. Zizor awakens. Now! Remove it now! But sire, if we extract it now without easing it out, it will destroy her. I will fix her. This thing is growing out of control. The scholars hesitate. Now! Do it now! Zizor screams. The Greens look to each other, and with mighty force they yank the ectoplasm-covered egg from Monica's cervix. A wave of blood follows as Monica releases a blood-curdling scream strong enough to even frighten the mighty Zizor. Zizor immediately uses all of his fluid to begin the repairs as Monica grips onto her life. The two lie together in the chasm side by side, similar in size.
What happened?
She mumbled. It is here. I had to make a tough call, but we should be fine if we rest for a few days.
But the baby.
The Greens will take care of it. We will be of no use dead. We must have faith in them. Also, I have full confidence the others will keep their distance. That last pulse the egg sent off was felt throughout the earth. Anything unknown will keep my brothers in check.
But I want to see it,
Monica says as she passes out on the cave floor. In due time, my sweet Lily, Zizor says as he joins her in slumber. Blue fluid leaks from Monica as her body is slowly being repaired at a cellular level. Meanwhile, the diamond-shaped egg lays flat, half-sunken in the deep mud as it is surrounded by curious greens. The exterior is a hard skin-like metal, similar to the crowns. It pulses every minute, seemingly breathing as it adapts to its much colder environment. What is that? One asks. To be stumped with our prowess is an insult to the Allfather. It's sinking. Shouldn't we pick it up? You can. I'm still recovering from that pulse. Zizor clearly expects us to take care of it, even without the command. We need to get back on the road. I will pick it up and go into the carriage. We need to head back to the base now. Give them a proper bed, and hopefully in the morning we can get a better look. Okay, do it then. The frightened Green inches towards the egg and slowly scoops it into his arms. The breathing harshens, but the Green firmly grips it and brings it in, and goes into the carriage with the sleeping Monica, shutting the door behind them. Go! Make haste! Monica is in bad shape. The soldiers pulling the cart begin to pull again, and the caravan begins to swiftly move towards the base. The Green quickly sets the egg back down in clear fear of the unknown entity. What are you? This may be my only chance to extract some data on this thing. I doubt Monica would let me when they are awake. I mean, no harm. I am just curious on what it is made of, and what we should expect from it. The green grows out a fingernail about 6 inches, and reaches for the egg, which lets out a harsh breath, causing the green to retreat his hand slightly. He rebuilds the courage and carves a small section no bigger than a dime. The egg does not react, and the green puts the small piece into a small port on the crown. The Miatz within gather the material and begin to analyze it on their computer-like display within the crown. What is this material? It is like nothing we have ever seen. It is hard but malleable, similar to our crowns, but the inside of it is completely different. It is elastic. It seems like it could even stretch. I need to run a scan on the egg itself. The green scans the egg and his face darkens. This thing is hollow. Is this outside the shell? Like that of a bird? We all assume this thing was the offspring, but maybe it isn't even born yet. But why? From the outside of the caravan, some thumping is heard inside, but the rain kept the scholars from feeling the need to investigate. They continue through the night and reach the old factory at about 4:30 a.m. in the next morning. Sunrise hadn't quite struck yet, but the tired scholars and soldiers pant from the nonstop journey. 2 scholars go to retrieve Monica and open up the carriage. Only Monica and the egg remained. What happened to the scholar that was in here? Where did he go? The egg was now vertical and was much larger than Monica. What happened in here? Nothing good. Lock that thing in the carriage for now while we tend to Monica. We need their direction to proceed with this. The scholars quickly grab Monica, making sure to not as much touch the large egg. I feel malice from that thing, one says as they carry Monica inside. Indeed, our fears were confirmed when we opened that carriage. One way or another, that thing consumed that scholar. Not a drop of blood or piece of metal remained. Do you think he might have provoked it? He was the one who was talking about running an experiment on it. How do you provoke something without eyes or ears? Who knows? We need to keep everyone away from that thing until we can get some more guidance on it from Zizor. We cannot afford to lose any more men. We are running thin. We need more. Then let us focus on reviving our Lord. We need guidance. We need to be led. We can think of thousands of ways to best resolve our problems, but only a leader can lead. Indeed. The 2 greens gently lay Monica on the bed. The 2 watch as the blue proteins meticulously work on restoring her torn flesh. She slowly returns to her usual size, and the rest of the work is cosmetic. Couldn't Sire just wrap it up now? Her body is fixed, just a little flabby from where the egg was. Master clearly lusts for her original form. He is quite the mystery. Yes, he is. 4 days pass. The egg has been left in the carriage for days now, continuing its quaint breathing, seeming to positively react anytime the door was opened to provide it water. It seemed to positively react to the sun's rays. Although the scholars never saw it happen, the water would always be gone when they returned a few hours later. Monica grumbles as she awakes, sitting up in the bed.
Zazor?
She yells in a panic. He is resting within your mind. Give him a few hours. He has been working non-stop to heal you, a nearby green says.
Thanks. Where's the baby?
It is out in the carriage. We were afraid to move it after it consumed one of our men.
Okay, I want to see it. Give me a minute alone to stretch and I will meet you there.
The scholar nods and leaves, shutting the door. Monica stands up and does some stretching.
Damn, my back hurts. This is new.
She turns quickly to notice she weighs a little more.
Did I go up a cup size?
She turns and looks at her butt.
Okay, my butt was not this big before. What happened? Oh, I bet it was Zazor. Glad to see his priorities are straight.
Monica puts on her clothes and walks outside and nears the carriage.
Is it in there?
The green nods. Monica walks slowly to it. Shouldn't we wait for Zizor to wake up? He asks. Monica scoffs and opens the door, and all scholars watch in terror. Monica walks inside and all fall silent. The greens wait in anticipation for her to come back out, but she comes out slowly holding the egg tight. The familiar scent of Monica calmed the egg's heavy breathing, and it quietly vibrates like the purr of a cat.
Guide me to a stream. We could both use a bath.
She says. Monica walks up the trail with all the soldiers and scholars around her.
We are in pretty deep, no?
She asks. Zizor would want you to have this protection. She laughs.
I'm sure he would.
Monica wades into the slow-running stream surrounded by a seemingly untouched flower field. The waist-deep stream was a perfectly cool temperature, and she carefully went as deep as she could while propping the egg.
I do not know what you are, but I will still protect you always. Things are going to be different from here on out, but I will be strong to keep you safe.
The egg continues its calmer breathing pattern. Monica, removing her clothes underwater, begins to scrub them with her hands to remove the blood and grime from them. She gets out and hangs them on a young tree as she resubmerges, cleaning herself and the egg. At this point, Zizor begins to wake up. Monica? He says through the crown.
Morning, Zazor.
She says through a smile. Where are we? He asks.
I'm just cleaning up. Thanks for the body work, by the way. A girl's gotta pay for that stuff usually.
Were they not that big before? She laughs. It's huge now. How are you holding it so casually?
It is hollow. It apparently ate one of the scholars.
Wait, what? Zizor asks.
I imagine it had its reason. I can sense a self-serving nature. This thing will do whatever it takes to survive.
Monica continues to wash it off in the stream as Zizor ponders for a while. All I can think about is the happiness of it being out of us. I feel I can admire it more now that it's not threatening our existence.
I agree. Thanks for making that tough call back there. If we wouldn't have had to overcome that pain together, then I surely would have died.
I told you I would protect you, no?
Meet me in the chasm for a moment, but shrink down to my size, 'kay?
This is so sudden. What's the deal, Monica? But she was already deep within her mind. Zizor followed her request and met her in the chasm. What is this about, Monica? Is there something you don't want the others to hear? Monica approaches Zizor and embraces him and gives him a soft kiss. What is this?
It was a kiss. I figured this would be the only way, even if you are just a figment of my imagination in here, it's nice.
My appearance does not disturb you?
I have seen so much since the invasion, nothing disturbs me anymore. I am yours and you are mine, and try to leave me and I will give you hell.
Zizor gulps.
We have quite the journey ahead of raising this egg, starting an army, training our power, keeping your brothers at bay, becoming the next all-mother. We won't get much time to relax.
As long as we are together, we can do it. Let's get back and check on the egg. I want to learn as much as we can about it before we do anything else.
Agreed.
The duo awaken and the egg is still being held tight to Monica's chest, but they notice all the water in the stream is gone and the egg is now larger than Monica. What happened while we were out? It was maybe 5 minutes at the max. The scholar runs to them. What happened here? Zizor asks. The egg is feeding. It absorbs everything around it. I'm afraid the egg is birthed, but is yet to be hatched, and must be growing. But at this rate that it will be huge before long. Correct. It has already consumed this entire stream, and one of our best scholars. It will continue to grow if we don't restrain it. The egg vibrates and Monica releases. The vibration almost sounds like the rattle of a snake about to pounce.
We will do no such thing as to restrain it.
Monica says. It will continue to grow if we...
If the egg wants to grow, then we let it. We are its protection, and we will not treat it as a slave.
The green looks to the crown for Zizor's approval. Zizor pumps fluid into Monica's hand, who grabs the green by the throat. All the other greens watch. Let me make this clear. Monica is not just my host. We're together 100%. Anything she says goes. Doubt her, you doubt me. And this is what will happen if you do that. Monica slams the frailing green into the ground 4 times, breaking its bones. She hands the limp green to the egg. It vibrates in excitement, and in the blink of the eye, the whole body, crown and all, are broken down into cells and absorbed into the egg, causing it to grow. The greens watch in horror.
Anyone who doubts me will be fed to the egg. I want all of you men watching the egg 24/7, feeding it nonstop until it does not eat anymore. It looks like it likes all matter, whether inanimate or living. Bring it everything you can. Zazor and I will be training vigorously until we feel confident enough to stand to Zafson. We will bring him into his knees for sending his spies.
The Greens in fear begin running around frantically gathering supplies for the egg. At this point, the egg is too big to be carried by Monica, so several soldiers gently pick it up and bring it to the factory. That is one way to earn respect, Zizor says as they walk to a nearby field.
You know you were thinking the same thing.
We should be careful killing off our men. There is plenty around for that egg to eat, and I think that they get the picture.
How dare they not respect me, you know?
It is just because they see humans as inferiors to us. We were taught it in chapel, so you can't blame them.
Am I inferior, Zazor, baby?
Monica says with a pout. No, not at all. It's just a century-long racism that will take some time to get used to.
They better get on board.
They will. I will make sure of it. The two make it to a large open field. Hey, Monica, I just noticed you never put your clothes back on.
They're still wet.
How brash. Should we go find some more?
No, it will be fine. I want to train. I want to be as strong as we can.
Monica, there is plenty of time for that. We just had extensive surgery. Don't you want to rest?
Our comm system is on now. We need to stand tall. Show Zafson we aren't scared of him or any of them.
She woke up and became a warlord.
Obviously, I can summon comets, but what dictates their size and accuracy?
It is all in your head. You have full control over both. They rain down faster than light, so they can be used to block attacks or strike all the same.
So willpower decides. What if you will it to be bigger before it lands?
That wouldn't work. It goes off the initial thought.
But there is more to it than that. During our fight with Colossus, you caught comets and threw them back without losing any of its power.
This is true. We have control over the comet as a whole. The only thing we can't do is change its size once it has come down. It is a mass. It has its limits.
You said it comes from the moon, right?
Indeed it does.
Well, we have plenty of ammo then.
The moon has more than we would ever need. It would take several lifetimes to go through it all.
Could we summon the whole moon to come crashing down?
I asked the same question. Judging from how much fluid is used to summon a train-sized comet, no, we could not. But a comet of that magnitude would destroy Earth, so I'm glad we can't. Monica raises her hand to the sky.
Willpower.
Not too big. The safest size we could do would be a softball-sized comet. We need to go deeper in the woods to do a bigger one. This is a good time to practice control. Zizor was interrupted by a comet crashing down about 6 feet in front of them. Once the dust settles, Zizor stares at it in awe. A perfect softball-sized comet sits in a smoldering crater in front of them. Such control. We trained for a long time to harness our abilities. She does it on her own free accord just like that? What's driving her?
Becoming the All-Mother is what's driving me.
Shit, I was thinking out loud.
Are your brothers this silly?
Monica asks through thought. All Zizor could do was laugh. He couldn't wish for a better host. The two continue to train in the woods as the day turns into night. Meanwhile, the scholars and soldiers continue gathering all sorts of materials for the egg. The egg consumes it before they can even set it down, but it is careful to not eat the grunts. From scrap metal to glass and even the whole carriage, the men all reluctantly follow Monica's command to feed the beast. The egg is now 16 foot tall with no signs of slowing down. The egg aggressively vibrates as it eats half a piece of scrap. It stops and lays down on its side, breathing slowly. Has it had enough? One green thinks to itself. Monica and Zizor walk back to the now empty stream to retrieve her clothes from the tree.
Damn, they're still damp. Clean at least. I wish I had some detergent.
Monica says with a grumble. I'm not sure what that is, but don't forget, we can send soldiers to get anything we need. The Earth is in chaos now. Looting has broken out and has become a lawless planet for the most part.
Send the signal. Tell them to get me some other outfits too.
No problem, Zizor says as he sends a signal, and some greens who are happy to abandon egg duty head north for supplies. Monica slips on her dampened clothes and they begin to walk back towards the factory. We have been through a lot so far, Monica. I'm happy that you are mentally prepared for what's to come.
I say we go after Zafson first, knock him down a size.
It will take more than casual preparations to confront him.
I know. In due time. I need to know these grunts are capable of taking care of the egg before we set out.
I didn't think you so eager to leave.
We are putting the egg at risk here. I say we leave with the most of the men and have the men stay behind and turn off their comms and protect the egg, you know.
Monica says. I agree with that. It might be the only way to protect it.
We will train for another month, set out after. It should be big enough by then. Also, I doubt anyone could really hurt it at this point. I will come back every month or so and check on its growth, and once it hatches, we will take it from there. We may grow an unlikely ally, one that we can set out above your siblings.
I hope it is an ally and not the opposite. The two continue walking.
You know, Zazor, I was thinking about something.
Enlighten me.
We should name the egg. I hate calling it the egg. It feels so foreign.
I am not good with names. Ours were assigned and we were told them at birth.
It works the same here, really.
Any ideas?
I went to a trip on my senior year of high school. We went to Turkey, and I had a friend with me that was a little on the heavier side. Sweet girl. Anyways, the Turkish guys there all called her Boyakian, so I figured we could call the egg that.
I never studied that language. What does it mean?
It means big eater, but I like yin better. Eater.
Yin it is then.